Mickey Mike Checker, Swinger Sword Lecture, Ringer Sword Vector, Supreme Neck Protector, Better Want 'em Kid, Mr. Method, Woman Hot, gotta blow the lid from the pressure, too hot for TV for cheesy. Won't be all be easy, all in together, going all out together. It don't take much to please me. For real, homes never satisfied like the Stones. Don't condone by any visa skull across bone. Clash with the Titans, flash with the Vikings. Kill rap Titans. Come on, with your phone, bring it from the group home to cash. Get lifestyle. Put your lights out. Time to get it cracking. Even for your mics out. Time for some action. Yeah. Good morning. I'm having coffee. Ah, and we're gonna make a knife out of something out of this mail that I got yesterday from Eco Woodcrafts because he's dope and he looked out for your boy. And I'm not sure what kind of knife I want to make just yet, but I'm thinking a marking knife would be nice. A marking knife would be nice. That's a pretty cute piece of wood right there. To do something with that. Maybe split that right in half, potentially. And make a couple little skinny knives. I think the first thing we got to do is think of the blade. That would be a great handle for a whole knife. That would be dope. And we got this black walnut, which is magnificent. That's definitely handle material. But I think we got to come up with something cool. Something cool. And we got teak. And we got teak. In the meanwhile, hit the like button, you such and such and so-and-sos. I do like that. That might be a nice little carving knife, though, right there. That might be a nice carving knife. That's a black and white ebony. Freaking dope. Brow says, good morning, man. I have a question. Since you seem tool savvy. Yo, for sure. Let's do it. Jake says, good morning, sir. Hey, Jake. How you doing, man? Good morning to you, too. What a great day this has begun to be already. So first I got to figure out what my shape of my knife. I think I already kind of know, but we need to draw it out and put it together out of this metal. This is not going to be a full tang because it's not going to be a knife. It's going to be a carving, cutting knife kind of thing. And I think this is what we're going to make it out of. And this might be good enough. Whenever you're ready to shoot, bro, I'm here for your question. And I'm going to pull up my chat in a couple of places so that I can wander around the shop and still be able to see your comments. If you all don't mind that. Soon and very soon, I will be at that point. I'm doing it right now. I'm trying to get there. All right, there I go. And I turn on the monitor up there. Boom, 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 boom. What is the weather like where you're at today? Today is going to be good in Georgia. It's a little bit rainy this morning, but it's going to ease up. And then I'm going to go start building this porch that I tore down, 2 weeks ago. I took y'all with me to that. I'm going to take y'all with me to this one too. If you want to go, you know. But I'm going to start out our day in the shop today, getting on this. So I think my first order of business for this is to figure out what my shape is and to cut it out. But I've got all these burrs from where it got cut from the last knife I made. So I'm going to go ahead and flatten that out. Hey, BK, good morning. Good morning. Good morning. All right. So we're going to go over to this thing and smooth out what we have. Oh, this one's even better. This one might be even better. I think I'm going to use it, but it's still the same problem. Let me ordinarily I don't like putting gloves on next to spinny things, but this is going to throw out all kinds of metal splinters. And because of that, I need to take some precautions. So I'm going to throw on a couple of these little blue light duty nitrile gloves. And the thing about gloves and stuff that moves around is it can snag and pull the gloves and pull the machinery towards you or pull you towards the machinery. In this case, just like with my jewelry, rubber band, man, remember that when you see me. It doesn't have enough tolerance to pull me or the tool. That's the same for these gloves. So if these gloves get snagged, they just rip off or a hole rips in them or whatever, and that goes away. But my hand stays secure to me. If I had leather gloves on and it got caught, that would not be the case. So we want to be mindful about what we do when we're dealing with equipment like this. That being said, I'm going to clear my runway here a little bit so I can walk around this thing, okay? And we're going to go ahead and hit the do it button. So what I'm doing is taking off that burr. That little roll over there. That's what I'm trying to take off. These gloves also allow me to feel the temperature through here. This is important. You don't want to burn this. You don't want to accidentally burn your metal and then ruin the temper that you've got. So we want to stay mindful of that as well. Ooh. I need a little robot that'll come bring me shavings. Like, I mean, not shavings, Jesus Christ. They'll bring me coffee and like, robot, take my coffee. And I'm like, ugh. Maybe I'll build one. Good morning, BK. Can I use a drill to change a car tire? Like instead of a power wrench, using a drill as the rotating tool? Uh, BK said most drills don't have enough torque. That is very true. A drill that is going to have the power to do that will generally be dedicated to that. I'll show you. It's going to definitely need to be an impact drill. I don't even think I have an impact, but I do have a pneumatic torque wrench. Yeah, this is not an impact, but this is about as big as what I have in a cordless tool gets. The ones that are generally for that are shorter than this a little bit, but bulkier than this quite a bit. And they'll generally have that square tip on them that's specifically for automotive stuff. But that means it's going to be heavier duty than this, and that usually means pricier than this. But if I were doing it regularly, it's worth having for sure. I just don't have one. I had one once upon a time. I used to do it to use it to put in lag bolts for deck builds, and it worked pretty good for that. But I just use a 4-way personally. It's a lot less action, a lot less to carry around, and it's just, you can turn it with your body weight. I didn't want to spend more money if I didn't have to, but I might as well be on the safe side. Oh yeah, for sure. Like nothing I have in my shop would I put my tires on and have any confidence that it's going to be solid. I just get me show you what I use. Between me and our kids, me, my wife, and our kids, we got 3 trucks in the driveway, and we've got 4 cars. These different sizes will take any of those tires off, put any of those tires on, and you can just throw it in the trunk or throw it in the garage, whichever one is appropriate for the thing that you've got. But you don't have to charge them. You don't have to worry if they're going to work or not. And that's how it goes. BK says, I changed a flat tire when I was pregnant. Me too. Just kidding. Well, I'm not kidding about changing the tire. A bunch of holes in Puerto Rico roads, which ended up changing tires more than usual. Oh, yeah, I would imagine so. I would carry that around with me, though. If I were like, I get a four-way lug, so easy to use. Just a lot less to think about. Just get one that fits your car, keep it in the trunk. That's what I would do. Because if you're changing a tire, you're generally changing the whole wheel. So if you got a spare wheel in the trunk, keep that in there with it. That's what that's what I do. Get used to that and get good at it. Be no problem. because you know carrying an air compressor around was wild. Even with something fully charged, it ain't gonna be charged forever. You know, you get a couple weeks maybe, and you're gonna have to pull it out and charge it up every so often. I would go that way. So here's what I want to do with this particular thing. I want this knife to be very similar in shape as to what it is now. I want the blade on this side. I think I want to pull it back a little bit though. I think it might do some good to pull the blade back a little bit so it'd be sharp right here. Have a little tip on it. If that's the case, it almost makes sense to do this the opposite way, right? Because that's the only blade I'm going to have. And then I'm going to have to cut this twice and put that heat up against it twice. Let's reverse that. Let's go this way. I did that. Ugly though. That's ugly though. I guess I'm gonna just have to do what I'm doing. And I'm gonna have to cut it. Because either way, if I wanna countersink it, I'm gonna have a shoulder on both sides. I don't think that matters all that much. Let's go back to our original plan. We'll let it have a spine, maybe on that back side. And then we'll clean up this front. So it will have some sort of clearance from the handle of the tool. If I'm gonna do that, I think I should go taller. Just in case we leave ourselves some room to burn, because I definitely will burn some of this. So let me go a little bit broader. That's my knife, what's inside of there. Try to cut off all of this. Oh, Rami, how you doing? How you doing? I hope your day is good. I hope your coffee is better. Toast. Salute to you. Breakfast of champions. Yeah, champions. So let's say I go right here and I just cut that bad boy, right off. I could do that. All I need, clamp. What you call me? Clamp. What you call me? Clamp. Where is the I need a very specific clamp. My littlest F clamp. It hides from me. It's so tiny. That's what she said. Let me see. Let me put this here. That might be out of the way right there. Won't be out of the way. Top side though. Move that down. Lock it down. I think we're gonna have to have like some water close by and just pour on this thing as we go. It's gonna get hot fast, and it's a small piece of metal, relatively speaking. Good. Pick you up and then flip you around. think that's a perspective that you can tolerate, maybe. Let's see if we can do better. It might allow you to see the goings-ons. I have to secure my coffee in the coffee vault. In with you, lad. Why do I default to Scottish? What's wrong with me? I'm gonna get the old Grinderooski out. I like this yellow one. I also had a burgundy one for many, many years. It served me well, and so does this one. Make sure I don't have that thing on. A grinder will take off like nothing else, y'all. Pure, unadulterated power. So powerful. I'm gonna move some of this crap off of my desk. If that's cool. If that's all right with you. All right, let me put this here. Remote controls and butcher blocks and nonsense everywhere. I really am going to clean up this shop. Just as soon as I stop procrastinating tomorrow afternoon. Maybe the day after. All right, we're going to go ahead and cut this. I got to look around for explosive things near me. Looks like I'm good. Who is the guy making clean his cuts? Who is the man who moves the butts? West does it? He cuts with grinders all the time. West does it? He puts the sizzle in your shine. West does it? All right. Theme music wanted. All right. Once we can trust that water will stay on it, then we've cooled down enough. But that's pretty aggressive. Now, what I have done strategically, but unbeknownst to me, is left the only part that we're going to cut with, the only part we don't have to cut on. So that we don't have to worry about ruining the temper on. We can just cut that piece, and we don't care about the shaft per se. It'll be fine. So here we go, another cut. If you were wondering, this should be called a plunge cut that I'm going to be doing right now. A plunge cut. Pour a little more water on that thing. A little more water on that thing. Can I pet that dog? Yeah, that metal is getting like super hot. That's why we don't want to be making that cut on that blade like that, because that right there, the super hotness. But our tang is all right. Listen to it sizzle. Sizzle. All right. More slicing and dicing. In the words of Carrie Bradshaw, and just like that, we've started a knife. Y'all did not expect Sex in the City references, did you? Yeah, yeah. The Renaissance man. Renaissance man. Crazy thing is, like, that I just grabbed this off the ground right after, because I'm a messy son of a gun. And it's got like little pine chips in it. And I wipe it across this, and it heats up the pine and made the loveliest smell in here that's been in here since I made that door. Quite enjoy it. Now what I need is to grab a pair of pliers. These needle nose might do. See if this is gonna break away at that joint right there that I strategically stopped at. There it went. And that's what we got. That's not pretty, but it's gonna be. It's gonna be. I'll take my oath and swear on it. I'm gonna make that pretty. I'm gonna do it for you. Go ahead and sit this in some water just in case. I want no happy accidents, unanticipated trauma. Let's go ahead and get him in some water as well. And back to our host. Hello. Have you been experiencing boredom? Sudden urge to light things on fire? A willingness to chop down unsuspecting wooden trees and objects? Perhaps you're a candidate for West Desert. All right, I'm going to take this, run it right along there, and see if we can clean that up some. I am, however, going to use something else to hold this thing. It's so tiny. I need something that I can trust. It's going to hold on to it firmly. So I'll grab this right here. Just kidding. I'm joking. I'm joking. I am going to use this because I feel like I got a pretty good grasp on it with these needle nose. And that's about the only thing I'm going to be able to grab these with. So without any further
check the switch sound effects and after out in front and push liquid up next. Now here's a little something that needs to be heard. So I'm coming down there. Word. Following producers that on the beat signatures under the foot. So pretty girl. So when I sat beside her, thinking thinking beside her. I said, I'm not. It's been a mistake, man, and my name's so Rick, not Lord, and old Dolly Wallace. She was raising me up. She said, oh, when he was married to the phone and show. What's the movie showing things I look up? You know what the ceremony is. All right. Since we are nearing our goal, yes, closer and closer, deeper and deeper. Almost there. Almost there.
Ugh. Let's see what happened. Let's see what the heck happened. Ugh. Ended up with that. Not that. So that's going to be the basic shape of the knife we're going after. I don't know that I need this grinder in the mill for now. Set them to the side. We're going to start to shape this blade, and then we're going to figure out how we're going to get this thing in something. Maybe we'll cut the back a little bit there too. Maybe we'll do that with a grinding tool. But let's see. Let's get on that real fast. But what I need is over there. And I had the time of my life, and I never felt this way before. Yes, I swear, it's so true. And I owe it all to you. That music started playing in your head, didn't it? It started playing in your head. I know it did. I'm sorry I did that to you, friend. But it was quite entertaining for me. Hey, Fetty, how you doing? So I'm making a little carving knife, a little teeny tiny carving knife. Let's see if we can do it without inhaling metal shards in our lungs. Shall we? Yes, we shall. And the appropriately styled orange respirator, because, you know, that's the hat we got on. Oh, look at that, man. That's no good. West Does It workout video next. West Does It. Get your life together. Man, I can't escape it. It's just there, invisible. Jeez. Jeez. All right, here we go. I'm going to keep putting stuff in front of me like I'm put. You're so vain. If you should find yourself confused about what I'm doing, don't worry. It's probably because I'm doing it wrong. You know, you don't have to be lost. You'll be like, oh, he's just doing it wrong. I get it. You know what I'm saying? All right. Whew, got a little warmth on it. Put it back in the water. And along this backside, I've really been thinking that maybe I should cut something in there. You know what I'm saying? Some sort of pattern or something. I don't know. What I'm worried about is that I'm gonna freestyle it because I'll be doing junk like that, and then it'll be ugly and stupid, and then I'll be mad at myself. So maybe I won't. I only say that because right now, in this very moment, I don't have the time to, to do the math, to do an intricate pattern along the spine of this. So I'm gonna have to settle for just building some dope-ish. So are we gonna tap this into something, or are we gonna laminate two pieces to make the handle? Let's let the wood decide. Let's see. We don't necessarily need very, very long wood for this. And we don't necessarily need a super amount of pressure withstanding. Like, we don't need that necessarily for this type of knife because he's going to be carving very intricate things with it. So it's a delicate circumstance for the most part. But golly, that is so good looking. That feels like that should be the one. That is so good looking. For a little carving knife, you know? But for a carving knife, do you want the blade? You want the blade towards the bottom of the wood, right? You wouldn't want that up here, or would you? Or would you want to, or would you taper it? Taper it, I think. Because the one he uses the most, I don't know if it's shaped like this or not. I love spalted maple. Maple, that's a good choice. That needs to be a knife handle. This one, Lions, like, do you think for a carving knife, though, with a little edge like that, do you think that would make a good handle? Flex cut is centered. Tim Reed, what's going on? You won you won this. Did you know that? Woo woo. This is my first time seeing you since. But you can email me at wesdoesitmail@gmail.com and I'll get it to you. And so let me sort of describe, like, the guy that I'm sending this to sort of uses a blade like this, except the blade is on this side right here, sharp on this side. So what I want to do is sort of simulate that, because that's going to be something he's comfortable with, but with a better feeling grip. You know what I mean? A better feeling grip. And that may be making it wide or fat in this area, narrow back down to this area, and then taper it small towards the end. Mm. Do, 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 do. Do, do, do. So, based on two things. One, the back's got that little split happening. So I don't want to make the blade stick in there. So I think I'm gonna go right here. Maybe if we're looking at it from the front, maybe about midways down and start it there. And then that should put my blade edge about there. And then I can start my taper around, and see if I can make it look like something. All right, that's what I'll do. I just love this wood, and I want him to have my like. I'm very inclined, and my impulses want me to keep this one for myself. That's how I know it's the right one for him because all this was free to me, man, and he's willing to give it to me. I want to give him the best something back that I can think of that I can produce that serves that cause, that purpose. So I'm gonna drill a couple holes and send that down. But before I do, I'm gonna put a taper on this blade and think about which way I want it because I do want this one to be very functional. I'm gonna try to put a bevel on both sides of this. Here we go. Annie, how you doing? Hey Wes, I'm about to go to sleep. When you get a second, I tagged you on a post on my page of a wooden statue I inherited and want to clean up. She's made of cedar. I think you'd like it. Have a great day. Thanks, Annie. I'll check that out for sure. Eco makes fantastic wooden jewelry. Like, really great looking stuff. He really does, BK. I'm going to turn this on. I'm going to hit it with the non-stop button that lets this just turn on its own without my hands. And I'm going to snug it up against my desk with my crotch, okay? So don't do as I do. Do as I say. Here we go.
I'm sort of running into a similar problem that I ran into with a previous carving blade. Is that I want that edge to be sharp and it's sort of rounding over because it's burning off the tip. And that may be due to the level of aggression in which I'm carving. One of the things I want for this knife is a sharp point. And I kind of keep giving myself a rounded tip because I'm burning the crap out of it. I did it again. See? Yeah. All right. So let's go ahead and cut it straight again. And I may have to do this with the file. When it comes down to getting it sharp, I may have to do it with the file. And the sharpening stone, because this is going to burn it up. And it happens so fast.
It's almost like the key is to avoid the tip. But if we're going to make a nice knife, we got to heat temper anyway, right? And we don't get to our final edge until after the heat temper. So I think that's the edge that I want. I think that's the shape in general that I want. So let's go ahead and fire it up and see if we can make it do that at least. And now let's see what we got that we can hold this thing with. That might be enough. And this is a fairly small piece. We're only interested in firing the blade edge. You see my knife fall out of my pocket? That was not a good look for the West Does It. I got to figure out how to put some rubber or something on that. But we're going to do the homemade bootleg shade tree, whatever you want to call it, tempering. We're going to go until this bad boy is bright red. It's starting. Just gonna be patient here. Just gonna be patient here. On it. Until it loses its magnetic properties. Oh. Oh, I dropped all of my stuff. Let's check the magnetism because this is definitely, yes. Let's sync it. Yes. Well, as it was given to me, BK, via Ron and a couple other videos, a couple people who were showing me, who are nice enough to. You heat this blade until you get that glowing, almost cherry red. And then, like Lion said, you test it to see if it's magnetized. Now, what you may not know is that my chisels are magnetized, right? because I could show everything here is too light for me to pick up. But my chisels are magnetized because they sit on a magnet all day. So that's why I used it to test this for magnetism, which it no longer has. I also just put it on my magnet that's on my desk, so it no longer has it. So now we're good. So now I am going to put this in the oven, 400 degrees, 2 hours. And once that happens, I'll come back and do this. But what I am going to do is make my marks for this right now and make my measurements for this right now so I can make the handle. And then when this comes out of the oven, we can just put the two together. I'm going to take this to the oven now. I guess you can go with me to do that. What I haven't done is after I do a temper, haven't done anything more complicated than what you just saw, other than put this oven on bake, put it on 400 degrees, and put it in there for 2 hours. And you can wait, or you can just throw it in there. I put mine in the canola oil, or vegetable oil, just because it's cheap. And Ron said it wouldn't hurt, so that's what I did. So we'll look at our clock, see what time it is, return to it in a pair of hours. But in the meantime, I guess I'll take a break and let some of these other creators may be coming on for a little bit. But I got to figure out some stuff to do with this wood. I can't believe I dropped this box. I can't believe it. My place is messy. I need my downstairs to be as organized as my upstairs. Literally and figuratively. So I am going to figure that out. And in the meantime, we still got other stuff we can be building. And I think I'm trying to court some Wu-Tang members to like my channel. So I may make another necklace for a giveaway. Like this Doom piece could be made of black walnut. That would be kind of dope, which is wild that is some Padauk in there and some cherry in there and some mahogany in there. But black walnut might be nice too. But this definitely has to be some knife blanks. That's got to be a cool knife. I might slice that up. And get myself set for some blanks, for some cool knives. That's almost a mallet handle size there. But look at that grain. I use hardened steel kitchen blades. The old knives were, yeah, if anything was tool steel, it's already hardened to some degree. I don't think it's as good until it's been retempered, because it wasn't intended necessarily to be a knife or to be a long-term thing. Most tool blades are meant to, over time sort of burn themselves out. So I think that makes them better tools anyway. These two knives, this knife and the other one that is going to Ben Winkle, are really good knives. I don't sharpen them often, but they just cut like nothing. They just cut like nothing. This is a nice piece of oak. I'm not going to slice it up for the demonstration, but like that's a good knife that'll do that. That's a good knife that'll do that from the middle of that plank. And because it's such good knives is why I'm sending them out. But we're going to do some more stuff like this. We definitely are. And I want that knife that I just put in the oven to be something special. Something that we have not done before. Something that I have not done before. Because y'all know I like to do one-ofs. I don't want to copy and repeat and post and paste. At work, I'm dropping all in for a sec. Dropped a like as well, my bro. Thanks, Renovation with Ramon. I appreciate you, man. I appreciate you coming by. Y'all check Ramon out if you get the chance. Willie Monkey says, take care, Crab. Crab, you out of here? Appreciate you coming through. Thank you so much. We will catch you on the flip side. We will do it. So, how are y'all doing today? How's your day going? Let's hear it. Because I'm not leaving until I finish my coffee. Where the heck? Oh, it's in the vault. I forgot. Beep, 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 beep. Coffee. Actuated. You gotta keep the shavings out of your beans. You know what I mean? Look at my tummy. Jesus. Man, I'm doing so many crunches when this live is over. So many. Willie Monkey says, I'm good. How about you? That's awesome. I'm glad. What's hard to find on eBay, monkeys? Kevin says he's doing fantastic today. I'm doing great too, Kevin. Thank you for joining us. We appreciate you this morning. I hope y'all's weather is as good as mine is right now. Oh, old knives. Yeah, it is. It is a little hard to find old knives. I would say you can always buy new knives. For instance, new knife. Well, newish to me. Ozark Trail. I think they still make them. And I made these Padauk handles for it and basically rebuilt the knife. I think we can do that. Oh my God, I'm having a vision. I'm having a vision in my head now, ladies and gentlemen. Something is speaking to me. The knife gods are talking to me. I think this is my least favorite knife in the whole wide world. I did a whole video on it, got a lot of hate on it. But we can take these handles off. We can adjust some things about this knife and probably make it decent. That may be what I do. Let's see if we can take these handles, I always forget the word for these. I always want to say blanks, but it's not blanks. It's I don't know why I lose words. Maybe I'm old. Maybe I've inhaled too many things over my life course. But right now I have to look for that little tool that is, it may be in my bit box, hopefully. A little tool so I can take that thing apart. I've got a little one. but it's not the greatest. It's not super strong. They move quite a bit under pressure. But this is a cheap knife, so hopefully it's not so well built that I can't take these out. But I am going to take these little screws out, if possible. And then I'm going to make me new handles and make this GX24 a decent knife. Let's see if it'll go. Oh, it's turning. Oh, what the heck. These things will like turn from both sides. That bugs me. It bugs me so much. I get it, but it does bug me. So that means you need 2 Allen keys to do it, which I think I do have. But I do think I'm going to have to look for it. Pardon me. Burps and hiccups all at once? What is going on? Oh, that works. So let me make sure I don't have something that works better. With these things, sometimes a smaller size will fit, but then it ends up stripping out the screw. So we're going to check it, make sure we got the tightest fit one we can get. West does it? Drillbit superstar. All right. This is just what we're going to go with. And whichever one of these also worked. Let's see. Yeah, it was that one. Double check. Yeah, not that one. So, as I'm turning, it's tightening. One of these should let me loosen. All right, this one. So you have to use 1 Allen key to hold it because these thread into each other. Like so. We're going to take that out and we'll put it right here. We're just going to get all of these little pieces in a place where they can be safe. All right. There went that. I don't know where it came from, but we'll find it. Its place. Maybe it was inside of that. All right, let's pull out these others. Couple more screws. They look smaller than this. They are. Typical. Let's see what other sizes we're going to have to force ourselves to find. Man, the language I chose just now. Very victimized language. I apologize for talking like a sucker. I can't tell if this is loosening the screw or if it's spinning the other one more loosely. Let me put my finger on the back of it and see if I can tell. I gotta be spinning it. Yep. So I need to find yet another bit. This is the one for that, so let me put that down. Let me find the bit for the other size. On the other side, I may not have it. That would suck. So far, that seems to be the case. But we've got a lot of loose Allen keys. Every light fixture, every plumbing fixture, everything that you fasten to the wall, or buy from IKEA, gonna show up with its own little Allen key. So let's see if we got any little teeny tiny available loosely in the toolbox. Pardon me, y'all, if y'all can't see. It's because I'm, lazy and a little slow. Oh man, that's the second time that knife has fallen out of my pocket. And it's convinced me that now I need to put a little rubber backing on it or something. Because that would be embarrassing at the airport. You know what I'm saying? Oh my gosh. I may not have it, y'all. I may not have two Allen keys that tiny. Like I'm finding some in here that are very small, and I'm like, oh, that's little. And I try it, and it's not little enough. And I don't like to give up or quit on y'all. Don't. So I'm gonna look a little bit, see if I can find it. Find one, something. Because I'm finding them pretty tiny. Like I'm not messing around, but that's still even way too big. So I think I might have been bamboozled slightly. I might have been bamboozled. It's disappointing. I was pretty excited about doing this one. I am willing to go pick up another one of these that'll give me two sets and let me do them at the same time. So I might go do that. But first, I'm going to call some clients and see how they're doing. Willie Monkey says, I got an amazing collection of carving knives and a big collection of fix-ups. That's what's up. Boy Scout blades use change blades, bevel, and almost anything. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, they make an edge fast. That's awesome. So what I'm going to do, y'all, is shut it down and make some calls, see if it's okay for me to go to my clients and start building that deck again. If it is, I'm going to do that. But I also got a plumbing inspection that we're doing on a leak from a shower pan, big old shower with a lot of fixtures, and we're testing the pan now to see if it's going to be what we want it to be and if it's leaking. So I'm going to get up out of here real quick and make them calls. What's up, Nick? Appreciate you hitting me up. Appreciate you being here, man. Thank you so much. YouTube Monkeys and YouTube BK, of course, I appreciate you. You're here all the time, and I like it, and I appreciate it, and it keeps me company. Lions, thanks for hanging out for as long as you did. He was the one that came in yesterday and let me know that the algorithm in YouTube had not collapsed on just me. I used the shower pan under a raised dishwasher I did for a senior. That's something, Tim. I never heard of that one, but makes sense. I am going to take off, and I'll show y'all how to do a shower pan. I'm almost ready for in there to go ahead and waterproof that one, and I'll show y'all how the process is, put it together. But I want to do some videos, some long form. I'm trying a new format so that I can do long form videos, but we'll see how it goes. Once I got something functional, I'll do something right away. But I'll see you guys a little bit later. Thanks so much. I appreciate y'all. Thank you, Pete. I appreciate that. That's exactly what we're trying to do, is just pass on what we learn as we learn it. Pat, thanks for coming out too. I didn't even see you in here. Thank you, Pat. Pat is a very knowledgeable guy as well. Um, everyone, feel free to follow Pat. Feel free to follow Lions if you want to learn something about carving. BK is making spoons galore these days. If you want to see some of that stuff, they got some very entertaining pages. BK is doing mostly shorts and some long form videos, but not as many lives. But Lions is the king of the lives. If Lions is on live, you're gonna enjoy yourself. Log in, check him out for sure. Happy Chinese New Year, Pat, to you and your family, and to everybody else and their family who might celebrate Chinese New Year. And I am going to get out of here, but I'll be back. I'll be back. West Desert. I'm going to go work on this gut. See y'all later. Thanks for hanging out this time. We're going to do something. And as soon as that temper's done, we're going to be good. West Desert. Peace.